Hello, I wanted to come on here for Recalibrate Wednesday and speak to fortitude and how it's one of the most important virtues that you will cultivate in your life. And it'll either be intentionally or not intentionally. And you can imagine how that will truly shift how much you get from the experience of life. So fortitude is the ability to have a strong mind. You can have the value of virtue, the value of fortitude, which would be an aspiration to gain a strong mind, which I believe is coming into a very clear reality in the sporting world. That it's the mind, it's when we are alone with ourselves, underneath the surface of the smile, that a lot of us are struggling and are uncertain how to be with the experience of life, be with the challenges of life. And for me, as the founder of the Elemental Athlete, I support the process of gaining the virtue of fortitude, which is the value of fortitude coming into actualization. How is this integrated in your life, and how do you act in integrity to fortitude during everything that you're doing, during the puck drags, the toe drags of life, during the shots, during the hard conversations, during the moments where maybe you feel a relationship you're in is no longer serving you and you have to set yourself free from that commitment. Maybe it's being released from a team. Maybe it's the playoffs ending early for you. So all of these things that we are all being challenged with. And those are just some small things. But the reality is that we can just be challenged with a day where it feels like we have too many things going on, that there's no structure. There's no plan, and it all just feels like a lot. It's like hitting those red lights on the way to practice. It's maybe all of a sudden juggling what feels like too many things, and the mind starts to be a little bit like a monkey mind or a little bit like a back eddy, where it doesn't feel useful or helpful how you're thinking. So to build the virtue of fortitude, what you need for that is you need situations that are challenging you. You need to be in situations where it feels a little bit like you're in a storm. It's just like you're not going to grow strength or muscle mass without being in a challenging enough situation for those muscles to know they need to level up to. Okay? So you can do this either intentionally or unintentionally, consciously or unconsciously. So let's just speak to conscious and unconscious. So you could be unconsciously, you just know that you're in a situation that is challenging. And whether you are conscious of it or not, you are going to grow fortitude. Because you just have to, or you wouldn't be able to live life. It's just like that first exam that you failed, that you thought it might be the end of the world, and you realized it's okay, and you take it again. That time where maybe you broke up with someone and your heart was broken, you're going through this hard time, but then that pain passed, and then you found someone that you were more in alignment with, that was growing with you. So you're going to grow through life with or without consciousness. But if you're conscious of it and you are choosing to put yourself into situations or to look at situations as an opportunity to grow fortitude, this is where you start to really become the alchemist, if you will, of your life. Because the strength of fortitude, the mental strength, the virtue of that, you realize that you're in a situation, once it hits or even right before, you start to realize, ooh, this is challenging. Not just physically, but it feels mentally, emotionally challenging. Maybe you're finding it hard to find your words, hard to say the truth, hard to be with what you are feeling. Maybe you are alone at night and you're just being your worst enemy. Really, we're stuck with this. We're stuck in a relationship with ourselves. And sometimes it can be quite critical. It can be abusive. It can be very unhealthy. But here you are realizing, wow, I'm feeling a lot right now. You're aware, these thoughts aren't really that helpful. Why am I thinking this way? And you start to be there. And then this is where the practices that I provide support you in the journey of the mental strength is being with what you are feeling and allowing it to take its course, not trying to skip the step of feeling what you're feeling. And the mental strength is to be able to be with what you're feeling long enough that you start to alchemize it, you start to harmonize it, and you start to come into this transcendence of coming into a calm state, coming from maybe anger to calm, coming from agitation to peace. So you're able to come there, okay? And how do we ride these waves of an emotional challenge, something that we are struggling through, especially if you're alone, and you can do this anywhere. But you just literally, it's as simple as starting to soften the gaze, bringing the hands to the body. Some people like to hold on to a pillow or something, like depending on how much of a storm you're going through mentally, emotionally, spiritually, energetically. And you know, I need to just ride this wave. I don't need to think through this. I don't need mental strength in a way that I am constantly thinking about what I could have done, what I could do different, what I'm going to do. Mental strength is really the witnessing of the mind of, ooh, this isn't helpful. I'm feeling a lot. I don't need to think right now. I need to be. So that mental witnesser that is aware of what it needs to do, it just needs to be present. And then you start riding the waves. So maybe you hold on to a pillow. Maybe you bring your hands to your chest. Maybe you bring your hands to your knees. And if you're by yourself, what I try to get people to do is close your vision right away. Remove the gateway to the vision. And in that moment, you might notice you're breathing heavy. Your chest is rising and falling. Maybe you feel sweaty. Maybe you're crying. Maybe you're sobbing. Maybe there's snot pouring down your face. Can you just be with it? Not want to change it, not think that there's anything wrong other than you are feeling an emotion because you care about life, you care about someone, you care about yourself. Beautiful. We need emotions to show up for our life, especially if you're an athlete wanting to put yourself on a stage. There's a lot more that goes along with that, okay? So when you're alone, you close the eyes, you bring your hands to your body, you start breathing. You start just being aware of your breath. So you close the eyes, hands on the body, just aware of what all you're feeling, what all you're experiencing. Maybe every once in a while you try to bring in a conscious inhale and an exhale, and you just be with what you're feeling. And slowly, as that wave of emotion isn't as intense, you're able to slow down the breathing, come into the body. Maybe you incorporate a sigh, and you let go of some emotion. And then slowly that tsunami, that storm, all of a sudden, it's not like it becomes a calm, crystal clear lake, but it just slowly feels more like waves, and you start to feel hope. You start to feel like, okay, everything's going to be okay. And you just be with it. And slowly you start to come into, what do I need right now? What do I need to give myself? And maybe you just know you need to sleep. Maybe you know you need to eat food. Maybe you know you need water. Maybe you know you need to like call someone and just tell them you need them to be with you. Okay? But I always say to go into those bare necessities of, would sleep be helpful right now? Would food be helpful? Would water be helpful? So coming into that, right? And slowly the fortitude, the mental strength is to allow yourself to bring awareness to the reality that you're experiencing a feeling, an emotion, and you're able to come into the body, come into a heart-led presence where the real helpful decisions come through. And you know what you could try different tomorrow. You know who you need to talk to tomorrow about this. You know where you need to go from here, and you claim that wisdom. Or you just choose an action to claim wisdom, whether it was a play on the ice, whether it's something you're thinking, maybe there's someone else that can support you through the process in a helpful way, not in a way to dramatize it or make it into something wrong. Nothing that we experience is really ever wrong. And there probably is an opportunity for it to be more refined, for it to feel a little more like grace, or to build more skill there so that the emotional, the feelings around it won't be so strong, because you just need to gain that communication skill. You need to gain that skill set. So whether you're on the ice, whether you're on the bench, whether you're in life, the reality is fortitude is the ability to witness that you are experiencing something that you get to grow fortitude with, the virtue of fortitude. Without all these challenges, these storms, these tsunamis, without all of these experiences, whether that's college, an exam, all of these different things, that's building you. It's building your mental strength. It's building your courage. It's building knowing who you are, that you're a hard worker, you'll always show up, that you showed yourself courage today. You showed yourself compassion today. So coming into that, either you're in a challenging situation or you choose to put yourself in a challenging situation and you say, you know what? I'm going to have that crucial conversation tomorrow with my coach, with my mom, with my dad, with my girlfriend, my wife, my boyfriend. I'm going to put myself in a situation that is going to be challenging, and through it, I will find my words. I will find my heart. I will speak my truth. I will do what I need to do, whether it's a new skill, a new conversation, opening up a more fulfilling relationship with your father, your mom, your dad. But all of these are either chosen opportunities to gain fortitude, or the world offers the challenges for you to build through. We're here to build, to discover who we are, and to become who we're becoming. So being open to the storms of life, and to learn how to bring the hands to the body, bring awareness to the breath, and to be okay to just ride the wave for a while. Nothing is wrong. Everything's going to be okay. Just be with it. Okay? And I'm always here. I'm here to provide tools, strategies to support you in coming into these calm, present, clear states for you to amplify your life on all levels. Okay, my dears, take care and we'll talk soon. Bye.